Don't even know what to say anymore, y'all. Don't even know what to say. It happened again. ICE Gestapo thugs just murdered somebody in Minneapolis. Yesterday was a super important day, and it was a day of hope because they had a general strike in Minnesota, and I believe in like 200 other cities they got in on it. And the videos coming out from yesterday were just absolutely tremendous. I believe the feels like temperature was minus 24 degrees in Minneapolis. And I'm not kidding when I say you had tens of thousands, potentially even hundreds of thousands of people marching through the streets telling the ICE Gestapo thugs to get the fuck out of Minnesota. And so it was a huge, huge day. Like I said, it was a day of hope, a day of solidarity, a day of fighting back. And so, you know, coming off the high of yesterday, I guess I was lulled into sort of a false sense of security. But what ended up happening was they did it again. So they murdered, it was CBP, I believe this time, Customs and Border Protection. They murdered somebody in Minneapolis at point blank range. The video is absolutely insane. You literally have like 8 different CBP officials who are over the top of him. I want to say maybe 5 or 6 of them are engaged in beating his ass. He's on the ground. He's hopeless. He's basically getting, it almost looked like a gang initiation of some sort. Like you had all these people who were on top of him and hitting him. And so he looked completely and utterly hopeless. We have some witnesses who were recording videos. Now, the video that ended up leaking online was from about, I want to say maybe 40 yards away from inside of a store, it looks like. And there's somebody else who you can see in this video that also is recording it from very, very close and with a better angle. So everybody's waiting on that video to come out, but it looks like the woman who recorded that video, they already basically grabbed her and locked her up, knowing that she had evidence of the murder and trying to suppress the evidence of the murder. So they took this innocent bystander who was recording and they grabbed her and locked her up. And Lord only knows what they're doing with that, with her phone and what they're doing with that evidence. But, you know, my guess is they're trying to fucking get rid of it. They're trying to get rid of every single piece of evidence they can. The other thing is, so you got these like 8 different CBP thugs on top of one person. And then what it appears like happened. Now, look, it's very preliminary, so I don't know how solid I am in saying this, but people are already like forensically trying to break down the video online. And what they're saying is, it looks like the feds disarmed the guy just before, and after they disarmed the guy, somebody said, gun. And then one of the Gestapo thugs panics because he hears gun, and he takes out his gun and he lights the guy up. And I believe he shot him, I believe it was 5 shots they're saying for this. So and this, by the way, this is on the heels of learning that Jonathan Ross, the psychopath who killed Renee Nicole Good, it was the 3rd shot that killed Renee Nicole Good. The one from the side, the one that is least defensible legally, is the one that actually killed her. So now, like I said, I believe 5 shots with this one. It was 8 versus 1. They disarmed the guy, which, by the way, it's concealed carry is legal in Minnesota, so he wasn't breaking any law whatsoever. And it looks like they disarmed him, and then somebody screamed gun. Then one of these Gestapo thugs freaked out and ended up firing and murdering the guy. And their initial reaction was to, like, back away. Their initial reaction was to back away as they heard the shots. And, you know, somebody was pointing out on Twitter that, like, this is how, like, a criminal acts. You know, this is not like highly trained professionals who know what they're doing. It's like they all like have the instinct of like, oh, we got to get away. They're a bunch of fucking thugs. That's what it is. I should also point out the person who was killed. And as of right now, as of this recording, I don't have that person's name yet, but I'm sure it will come out soon. But organizers are saying that this was a legal observer, a U.S. citizen. First, they pistol whipped him, and then they shot him. And like I said, he was basically they were ganging up on him. They were ganging up on him. It was, I counted 8 Gestapo thugs, but at least 5 of them were engaged in beating his ass. So what's super disturbing, like I said, is that there's somebody in red filming the video from like point blank range with a better view, and it looks like they've already detained that person, and they're probably trying to get rid of the evidence. Guys, this is what I'm saying. This country, we're in the midst of moral collapse. There is no more law and order. There are no more checks and balances. Nobody trusts the professionalism of the feds because there is no professionalism. The whole point is that they're fascist, terrorist death cult. Like, they serve one man, Donald Trump. They are Trump's Gestapo paramilitary. The whole point is that they're terrorizing blue cities and blue states. The whole point is that they're going after immigrants and liberals and leftists. And it's time for people to be honest and realize this is a fucking civil war. That's what it is. They declared war. It was MAGA declared war on blue cities and blue states. That's what they did. And then you have Tim Walz, who came out and he was like, you guys got to get the hell out of here now. Meanwhile, what everybody said to him in the replies is like, hey, asshole, call up the National Guard to protect the people of Minnesota. Protect your citizens. They're not doing it. How many times did I tell you, after the shooting of Renee Nicole Good, everybody needs to be super clear. If you're a police officer and you see an ICE Gestapo thug committing a crime, they need to be arrested. They need to be arrested and charged. None of this bullshit, this fake absolute immunity as these people commit the most brazen crimes we've ever seen. No, the police need to be emboldened to arrest the motherfuckers who are committing crimes. And yes, the National Guard needs to be called in, not to help ICE, which is what, in theory, they were going to do. Tim Walz was going to call them in to help ICE and the CBP and the federal assholes. No, they need to be called in to protect the citizens. That's what needs to happen. So just, I really am at a loss for words, man. And is this what this country is now? Is this what this country is now every fucking month? Not even every month, every couple weeks now. We're going to have a terrorist, fascist paramilitary gun down innocent people. And then watch, we're going to be totally fucking gaslit by the right, of course, because that's all they know how to do. They are right-wing postmodernists to their core. They're in the midst of a moral collapse. They don't care about what's good, what's just, what's right. All they care about is power. All they care about is control. All they care about is owning the libs and the leftists and destroying their lives. And that's where we're at right now, man. That's where we're at. So immediately DHS sent it to Fox News, I believe. Oh, look, this guy had a gun, and they took a picture of the gun. Ryan Grimm quote tweeted that and said, Trump has unilaterally repealed the Second Amendment, and Americans bearing arms or merely having them legally in their cars can now be executed on the street, apparently. Yeah, again, imagine if the roles were reversed. Imagine if this was a Democratic administration and you had federal thugs, basically 8 versus 1, flip out and murder somebody in broad daylight. And then the reaction was, well, he had a gun that he wasn't fucking using. A gun that he wasn't using. If you reverse the roles, oh my God, you would never hear the fucking end of it, ever. You would never hear the end of it from the right. But since it's MAGA and the fascist death cult that's doing it, they're totally in favor of it. By the way, federal agents briefly detained in I believe an MS Now reporter. And he was tackled to the ground and a gun was put in his face. We're hearing stories like this all the time. And also, by the way, right now, something was just set on fire in Minneapolis. Minnesota is burning. And, it's going to be a lot of days of unrest because, what are people supposed to do when you cut off all of the regular avenues to get justice and have consequences? What do you think happens? Like, what do you think people are going to do? Tuck their tail between their legs and go away? I know Democratic politicians do that because they're little fucking bitches. I know that. But the people are not going to do that. The people are going to fucking raise hell because you are flat out taking away their freedom, taking away their liberty. They've turned us into a totalitarian police state. That's what this is like. And so I'm not surprised stuff is burning. There's probably going to be more stuff burning. There's probably going to be riots. And I don't want to fucking hear it. From the right, when they're like, oh, I condemn this. Well, do you condemn murdering people at point blank when it's 8 versus 1 and the person's not a threat? Do you condemn the murder of Renee Good, where it was the third shot from the side that killed her and she wasn't a threat? No, what they're going to do is lie, and then hype up anything that the other side does, even if it's just fucking property damage, compared to murder of innocent people. They'll act like the property damage is a bigger sin than murdering people, than ICE Gestapo thugs murdering people on a regular fucking basis. They need to get the fuck out of there. And Democratic officials need to wake up. Jacob Fryer, whatever his name is, the Minneapolis mayor, this motherfucker should say, cops, you have the green light to arrest ICE Gestapo thugs who are committing crimes. Tim Walz needs to send in the National Guard to protect the people, to protect the protesters. The people are not the problem here. The people are not the problem. I saw somebody tweeted, hey, here's a question. Who killed more people in Minnesota within the month? Was it undocumented immigrants or was it ICE? Or was it the feds? Like, we know who the criminals are. You're not going to fucking gaslight us out of this, bro. It's just not going to happen. And then, finally, I wanted to tell you guys this. ICE is currently creating a watch list of anyone and everyone who films them, a DHS source told Ken Klippenstein. And there's actually a video of one of these ICE Gestapo thugs recording somebody, and the person goes, well, what are you doing? And the guy basically gives the game away. The guy says, well, we're going to put you in this nice little database. You're now a terrorist. So because you recorded federal thugs, you're now in a database. Because you're using your constitutional rights in what's supposed to be a free country, you're now in a federal database. So this is NSPM 7 in action, y'all. That's what this is. This is what NSPM 7 looks like in action. And the consequences are going to be absolutely dire. So people need to wake the fuck up. Don't even get me started on the Democrats who literally just funded ICE. They just did. 7 Democrats broke and voted with Republicans to fund ICE. And this is after the shooting of Renee Nicole Good. And now there was another fucking federal murder. Okay? So grow the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Do your fucking job. The Democratic voters are not standing for this. They're not going to take it. We're not just going to be fucking murdered in the street. Trump has declared war on innocent people in this country. He's declared war on liberals and leftists and blue cities. And Democrats are still sitting around with their fucking thumbs up their ass, acting like there's no problem. The Democratic politicians. The people know what's up, but the Democratic politicians are scared of their own fucking shadow. They're in the corner in the cuck chair. So I need them to wake the fuck up and understand what's going on here. Allow the cops who arrest the ICE Gestapo thugs who commit crimes and send in the National Guard to protect the protesters. ICE and CBP and all these federal goons need to get the fuck out of there and just prepare yourself mentally for what we're about to see. Because you're going to see Stephen Miller and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and all these fucking psychopath, sociopath, dead-eyed, disgusting terrorist death cult losers. They're all going to pretend like, oh, no, this was self-defense. Everything we've ever done is self-defense, even though it's very clearly not at all. So, really horrible stuff, y'all. Really horrible stuff. My heart goes out to everybody in Minnesota, everybody in Minneapolis, everybody who's on, experiencing this. I think it's time for a general strike for the whole country. Not just in Minnesota, not just in the 200 cities that joined them. It was very heartening to see that. But I think it's time for a general strike for the whole country to let people know that we're the fucking boss at the end of the day. The people are the boss. You can't, the fascists can't do anything and everything they want with no consequences whatsoever. We need to let them know we will grind this bitch to a halt, the entire economy, if you keep going down this path. Trump needs to be impeached or hit with the 25th Amendment. These assholes need to be arrested. We need new Nuremberg trials. That's what we need, y'all. That's what we need. All right, and I just wanted to let everybody know. I mentioned this in the last segment I did, but I just wanted to let everybody know. Right now, the feels like temperature is 7 degrees here in Virginia, and we're about to get hit with a massive winter storm. And the forecast right now is that we're going to get between 6 inches and 12 inches of snow. But that's not the part that's like the concerning part. The concerning part is we have freezing rain that's in the forecast. And freezing rain makes it so that basically all of the power lines will snap. They'll all snap. And so not only will we maybe lose power, it looks like we might lose power for up to a fucking week. So I just wanted to let everybody know that if you don't see, if you don't see a show on Monday, or if you don't see a show, throughout next week, for the early parts of next week at the very least, you know exactly why that is. I want to do the show. I'm trying to do the show. And, I'm actually trying to do some prep and do like a early show now to maybe get it out because by Monday we probably won't have power. So I'm trying to figure out a way around this here, but I do have other things that I have to do as well. But you'll know why there is no show. If there isn't one, it's because we lost fucking power and it's going to be a while before we get it back. So I just wanted everybody to know that. Everybody stay safe out there, man. Shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to Minneapolis. Shout out to all the heroes and the patriots and the liberals and the lefties and the good people in this country who are trying to fight back against this fascism. It's time to wake up, man. It's time to wake up. It's time to rise up. It's time to get your mind right because we've entered a new chapter in this country. This country cannot survive 4 years of Donald Trump again. We just can't. We just can't. This country is going to snap if we continue like this. And, that's to say nothing of the fact that he's torching all of our allies. Like, we have no more allies anymore. Everybody's abandoning us. Our economy is going to be cooked. People are dumping the dollar at a record pace. We're in for really rough times. We're talking about, like, Great Depression type shit. Never mind all the warmongering he's doing and the imperialism. He's like, never mind any of that. But he's gonna try to keep an iron grip on power the more people turn on him at home. And there's so many people turning on him, but that number's only going to go up and up and up. So, all right, guys, I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon. But fingers crossed that we don't lose power. And if anybody out there that's in the path of this winter storm, well, good luck to you. And wish me luck as well, y'all. Peace.